Hey there, my fun fold friends. It's Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. So we have our second fun fold card for the month of September. I dubbed this one the Extended Z Fold because it looks like a normal card from the front, right? Nothing fancy. But when you open it up, it's got these, it extends out in both ways. So it extends and it's like a double Z. So it's like a double Z fold. So Extended Z Fold. Okay? Now this one's not really that hard. It's just a matter of measuring and scoring your pieces properly and then putting it together. So I'm going to take you through from start to finish. You've got your tutorials, you've got your kits in the mail if you subscribe for that, and a practice kit, which will be different than what I'm using today, but a practice kit none the same for you to go ahead and put it all together. And I hope you have fun doing it. And remember, send me pictures of your projects. Right? I love to see what you guys are doing with these templates that you're learning. Okay, so we are going to start with our inside piece, I think. Okay, so the inside piece, this is the double Z part, is going to be 5 1/4 by 11. So I'm going to cut it this way, 5 1/4 by 11. Okay, now we need to score it. So when I score it, switch blades, all right, score it. Now my template and your template and the tutorial all say, okay, score it at 1 3/4. And then 3 1/2. Okay, then it says 7 1/2. So you can just keep on pushing it down. 7 1/2. And then 9 1/4. Now, some of you like to do it a little different. You would do the 1 3/4 and the 3 1/2. And then you could just flip it over and do 1 1/4 and 3 1/2 again. It's going to be the same on this one because it's symmetrical. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. However way you want to do that, you do it your way. But there's 4 score lines. Okay, now we need to cut our cardstock. So this one has 3 pieces of cardstock. We have the front cover, we have a back cover, and then we have the small piece on the inside. So the front and the back are just 1/4 sheets of cardstock. So I'm just going to cut this at 5 1/2, and then I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. So that's going to give me my front and my back. Okay, front and back. And then our inside one, this little one here to dress it up, is 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. So I'm going to cut off my 1 3/4 first. And then I'll just trim it down to 5 1/4. So it steps in a little bit from those outer pieces and it matches the inside height of the card. Okay, so now we've got our cardstock and our pieces, so now we just need our DSP. Right now, the DSP pieces could be DSP or they could be stamped panels, so however you want to go. So I'm using the Let's Go Fishing paper this month. I like this blue. Now this blue is kind of Night of Navy and the boho blue, and I use boho blue for my card base, but I'm going to use the Night of Navy for my ink. So whatever you want to do. Okay, so the front panel is 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to go 4 and then turn it and go 5 1/4. Now, if you wanted the same print, depending on what you're doing here and here, you could just cut another piece right here. But I'm going to change prints, and I'm going to use this one for the second one. So I need 5, and I wanted to go this way by 1 1/2. So I'm going to go 1 1/2, and then I'll cut it to my 5-inch length. Square that up. Okay, 1 1/2. And then 5 inches. So these two pieces coordinate pretty well together, same colors, right? And they'll complement each other when we put them together on the card. Okay, so that's it. That's all the prep work. Alright, so move some of these things out of the way. So let's put our project together. Okay, so like I said, we've got the front and the back. Let's go ahead and score crease along our score lines. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to go in and then back out again. So towards the center and then to the outside. And then flip it over and do it again. To the center. And then to the outside. Okay, so this is the inside Z part. Now, here's my back panel. I'm going to get my liquid adhesive. And all you're going to do is flip this over, add adhesive to the back section. I kind of put it everywhere, but I'm not putting it on thick. So however you like to do your adhesive. And then we're just going to center it, stepped in around the edges for the card. So it kind of has framed around the side. Okay. Now, these two pieces are actually going to go right on here to fit. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I'm going to add my adhesive here because the whole thing's getting covered. And then I'm just going to line this up along the crease and position it down. Okay, now I'm going to flip my DSP over, put my adhesive on the back because this one's going to get stepped in, so there'll be framing around it. Put that right there. So other than stamping a sentiment, this guy is done. Now, you have a lot of other spaces in here. If you wanted to mimic it here or here, you could do that. Whatever you want to do. Alright, so here's that part, and then we got to do the front. So I'm going to put the fishies on the front. I like this pattern on the back too, but I'm going to use the fishies today. Alright, so fishies get stepped in. And then the same thing I'm going to do. This piece is going to come right on the top. Okay, but the only place you're going to adhere it is here. So again, I'm going to put my adhesive on this panel. That way I'm not guessing. And this is going to come right down the top and just line up the back one with the one you're putting over the top. Okay? So it's kind of like splitting your card and putting the insert in. And then just give that a rub. So that wasn't too hard, was it? Right? The centerpiece has a lot of scores, but it's not hard to put it together. There we go, our double Z fold. Now let me finish it off for you. Okay, so I'm using a retired stamp set. I know I hardly ever do that in my videos, but I'm doing it today because I really thought all these fishies needed something from all of us, because it's a lot of fishies. So I thought, let's do something fun and do something from all of us. So I've cut a couple of banners from my Stylish Shapes banners. I did two just in case I mess up the stamping, because it's possible. And I've got a retired set, One Big Meaning, and I liked this Thank You from All of Us. So I'm going to get that stamp out. Now this is before cling, so these are the ones that had the stickers on them. And I did not put my stickers on them, so we're going to guess here for a minute. So I'm just going to put that on my grid, and put my block down, and then I'm going to practice stamp it. So, yeah, good. Alright, so now I'm just going to put this on my tag. Off you go. There we go. Alright. So I've got a tag to go with all these fishies. Thanks from all of us. And then I thought, I have this really nice Night of Navy ribbon, and I'm just going to put a little ribbon behind my tag. I'm not going to tie a bow or anything. I'm just going to kind of do a zigzag behind the ribbon. So I'm going to go up. It's about 2 inches, and then I tripled it up. I did this on a project the other day, and I really liked it. So I've got a zigzag, and this is how I put this on. So I just add adhesive right to the card front. I know you're like, what are you doing? We never do that, but I did it. And then I lay my ribbon over it so that it gets tacked down. Okay? So kind of like a Z of the ribbon, right? I wasn't super fancy on it. I just wanted some some ribbon behind there. And then I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. I think I'll put 3 on there. And this will just go across like that. And then my card is done. So what do you think, guys? Right? Alright, so you have your kits to go ahead and make your own and then do some fun cards with this. This one's not hard at all, so enjoy them. Alright? So I'll see you again next month with 2 more new fun folds, and until then, happy stamping. Bye, guys.